time is that?
Let's see what the great Patrick Mahomes will do on this play.
But before we can talk about how great Patrick Mahomes is, we have a flag on the play.
Before the ball was snapped, pass interference on the defense, numbers 1, 2, and 3. By rule, the great and powerful Patrick Mahomes will elect where to place the ball. Hail Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, it's now 1st and 10 for the Chiefs. Ball is snapped.
Man, look at the way Patrick Mahomes handed off that ball. Superb technique.
But let's check out the flag on the play.
During the play, personal foul, violating Patrick Mahomes' personal bubble. The result of the play is first down, touchdown, and Chiefs win by 50 points. Hail Patrick Mahomes.
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh! 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 Let's go!
Bro, you already know, man. Always under the rock with you on this field, dog. You already know, man. Keep doing your thing, stay healthy.
You gotta send this to me sometime.
No, you already know. Let me get it. I'll shoot this one to the locker room.
Yeah,
you the man, dog.
Love.
Stay healthy, bro. You already know.
Over the middle, Gesicki on the run, upended for the first down.
Oh, he's still the most famous guy. Come on, man.
I love you, Miko.
Hey, come on, man. This is. I'm still riding this coattail, man.
The runner lost possession of the ball before it crossed the goal line. It is a touchback.
Oh, dear. Oh, no.
Hey, thank you, football guys. Thank you.
You ain't that fast. You ain't that fast, now. You ain't that fast.
You won. I'm not bad.
I already know. You're old school.
They was asking me that, so I'm like, I felt like wind was touching my butt, you know, so I was trying to keep my tights up for real. So that's what y'all want to see, huh?
Big ass backflip.
The down counts. It's second down.
Feldstadt, Angriff.
Oh.
5 Yards Strafen.
Tomlin is the crap. He's the ultimate.
Oh, man.
Did you see the other one that Tomlin did? Hey, man, you wired? Yeah, get the hell out of the locker room. Shut your ass up.
I got that one. Wow.
We're getting down to the nitty and the gritty, boys.
Yes, indeed.
There's like 2 weeks left.
Yes, and 2 games today.
2 games today. It's game day. You got your game
Yes,
face.
it is. Yep.
Yeah. Bruce, welcome back.
Thank you very much. I appreciate all the love you guys showed me last week.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Like 2021 or something last week with just me and Edson. It was weird.
Yeah, Edson's still wearing that same damn hat in 2021. But then again, I've been saving that, Edson.
Well, I mean, I haven't been old enough to change hats, so.
You know, it's kind of funny because we're dudes. We wear underwear till they actually like fall.
Yeah.
You know, we don't get new stuff.
It's sentimental. The hat, not the underwear.
I got my favorite pull-up on right now.
Holy moly. This is too much fun for an early Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Really?
You have any snow on the ground down there, Bruce?
No, we got a little bit of snow in Maryland. I was driving around the Beltway yesterday, and it started snowing for a couple minutes. What about up north?
We got a dusting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second time this week.
Okay.
Which means it's like foreplay. Pretty soon we're gonna get poof.
Well, I hate to say I had no snow in Phoenix. It was sunny and 75. I apologize.
Yeah, well, next week we're supposed to get like spring-like weather here again. It's like,
Again, that's what happens. Like it snowed Monday or Tuesday, and then it was 65 degrees a day later. It's just messed up.
I don't know.
It's football season though.
It's football season
and snowy, especially down at this time of year.
Yeah.
When you go outside and see your breath and play football.
Yep.
That's real football weather.
Yeah, I remember I used to do that in a t-shirt. Now I get cold easier. It must be something with aging or something. I don't
Now,
know.
now I just look at someone in a t-shirt and I get cold.
Oh my god. Yeah, I used to walk into hockey rinks in flip flops and stuff. You know, like I was impervious to cold in my youth. I think a lot of it was when I was playing hockey all the time.
Yeah,
you
don't think
you're
about
playing
it.
in these men's leagues on like a Wednesday night at 10:30 at night, and the locker rooms aren't heated, so you're getting, you're stripping down in 32 degrees, and you just get used to it.
Welcome to the Boston Garden.
Yeah,
sounds
right.
like it.
Oh, it's horrible. And there was no, like, even in the sinks in the bathroom, there's no hot water. It was freezing cold. You just got used to it. And then, I haven't played in a few years, so I guess my blood's thinning out. Whatever.
I know what you mean.
Thank you. So how did everybody do on their picks?
Hey, Bruce.
Oh,
Yeah, he did it again. Let's just get it out of the way. Edson's 56-19. The question is, he's got 2 weeks left. Will he lose that 20th game in the next 2 weeks?
Oh, for sure.
I don't know.
I'll lose it this week.
I don't know. How'd you do, Bruce? 4-1.
Damn Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, I got bit by the same game. So, Bruce, you just hit the 50 win mark. And I think it's safe to say I have officially been mathematically eliminated.
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
Left. Edson.
It's 3 weeks, right? Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 3 weeks because the 17 game schedule.
Yeah.
All right. Either way.
16, 17. Yeah, weeks 16, 17, and 18. Yeah. Okay. Because we have an 18th week for
right.
18th game, but yeah.
I'm displaying my public education math skills once again.
Not mathematically yet.
Might as well be. It might as well be.
We're like the Cowboys, just barely hanging on with the mathematics.
Right. Let's take a look at the old, what I like to call playoff picture before we even start. Hey, get off my screen, pop up. Before we start on the recap, let's do it in reverse this time.
Usually look at this last.
So we got 4 in the AFC clinched a playoff spot. The Steelers, they put it in, boop, boop, they backed in.
Mm-hmm.
Wide load coming in.
Here comes the bus.
Yeah, they backed in.
And look at the Vikings, the first wild card. Well, we don't know if he's wild card, but it's definitely for now a wild card.
Well, they got a shot, and we'll get into that.
Yeah,
soon.
they do.
The Lions have what I like to call a bit of a problem.
But regardless, one of these two teams is going to be a wild card in.
Yeah.
Right.
And the Eagles, of course. So in the hunt in the AFC, we got the Ravens, Chargers, and Broncos holding the next 3 spots. And in the NFC, look out for your flying Baker Mayfields.
Yeah.
Rams, Bruce's Packers looking good. And the Commando Redskin people holding down the last 4 spots. And on the bubbly.
Still mathematically in.
Still mathematically in with percentages such as 11%, 8%, and 11% in the AFC.
Right.
Your fishy fish.
No, they're definitely out. But the Bengals, they have a good chance, I think.
The Bengals, I think they're probably going to come up 1 game short.
Yeah.
Hard
to get the perfect straight.
When you start the way they did, 1-4, or 1-5, whatever it was, that's a big, big hole to get out of. And then the other side, the Seahawks, who looked great 2 weeks ago, now suddenly look vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta, who benched Kirk Cousins, benched him. Michael Penix gets the start. Will he be flaccid?
Okay, it's 9:15. We apologize to our West Coast audience. It's 6:17 in the morning. Using the word flaccid in the conversation.
No, pen. Never mind. The Cardinals, who let's face it, have exceeded all expectations this year.
Yeah, they did.
The disappointing 49ers, your Dallas Cowboys, Bruce.
Oh yeah.
Look, they still have a 1% chance.
They had their Super Bowl last week.
So you're saying there's a chance.
It's the Panthers.
Yeah, so this is what Mike McCarthy had to say yesterday.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me?
Yeah.
And the lowly Saints eliminated Bears, Panthers, Giants, Jets, Browns, Jaguars, Titans, Patriots, and the Rams.
Damn, the Jets were actually eliminated, huh?
Yeah, last week. I think we talked about that.
I know.
Jets bag will not be making an appearance this week.
Oh,
Go
wow.
figure. Well, they won. You can't wear the bag when they win.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Scraped by in overtime, but they won.
They won. So let's get started on this, shall we? Let's zoom this up a little bit. First with the Pfizer Ambien Bowl, the Rams.
Boy, that was so bad.
Oh my God. Like the week before both teams combined for like 92 combined points in their wins. And then this week, this is what happens when you have a big game like that, and then you got to play like 4 days later, a short week.
Yep.
Poor Al Michaels. He must have been dying, but they made up for it this Thursday. He had a good one. But
yeah, that was a good one.
The less said about this game, the better. It was just ineptitude abound. It just neither offense could get any kind of rhythm going.
Yeah, for two teams that have like such great offensive coaches,
right?
Where did it go?
And you can kind of understand with San Francisco, their running game is a little shorthanded right now.
Yeah, they're down to like the fourth running back, I think.
Deebo Samuel has somehow traded in his hands for bricks this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's trying to catch the ball like
yeah.
What is he doing? Like
it was like complaining that he wasn't getting enough attention. Well, he did.
He was doing his Caleb Williamson thing. He's like, I can't catch the ball. What's going on?
Deebo hands of stone Samuel this year. So but the Rams, what's the deal there? Williams is running the ball great. You got Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua back.
Yeah.
What?
They had some great plays. They just couldn't get it in the end zone once they
And again, let's credit both defenses. They're a big part of this. But I think the story of the game was oh God, I should have pulled it up and I forgot it now. The 49ers linebacker that walked off the field. Coleman was his name? Is that his name?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going home now.
I'm not playing anymore.
Did Antonio Brown. He was just the only thing he didn't do was do a strip tease on the field.
Right.
But he totally AB'd his way right out the door. And then they, he gets suspended for the rest of the year, which that's my favorite. We've suspended him because he doesn't want to play. That's like, you can't quit this job. You're fired. Seriously.
Basically gave him what he wanted anyway. So
gave him what he wanted. It's weird. That's a weird situation. I guess he look, I don't want to. Sorry if I offend any Gen Zers out there, millennials, but there's always that sense of entitlement. And what happened was Greenlaw came back, and I'd forgotten Greenlaw was even on that team. He'd been out so long, and Greenlaw was a Pro Bowler before he got injured.
Yep.
So he took his spot back, and I think this guy felt like, no, he should play behind me now. I earned this job, and
yeah.
We'll see where Coleman ends up next year, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm a general manager. I want to take a chance on a guy who can just quit on you like that.
Didn't Greenlaw get hurt like running onto the field like very early in the season?
In the Super Bowl. It was in the Super Bowl last year. He took like 2 steps off the sideline, you're right, and he boom. Down
I think he tore something.
Yeah. That's the thing. Whenever you see a non-contact injury like that, it's severe because it's usually soft tissue and it's bad. If it's not touched and he just goes down like he got shot in the back or something. So yeah, I'm glad Greenlaw's back. He was always fun to watch, and who knows if he finishes that Super Bowl? Do we have a different result last year?
I know.
He really meant a lot to that team. So, but anyway, that Thursday night game sucked. Let's move on. Bruce,
this was a great game though.
We fell into the trap on this one. All signs were trending Panthers. And, this close. It was 10-0 Dallas. They turn it over in the red zone. Bryce Young hits an 82-yard touchdown pass on the first play after that. It's 10-7 at halftime. I'm like, all right, here we go, Panthers. And then the bing, bang, boom. The wheels come off the wagon.
The Cowboy running game finally gets there a little bit late in the season.
I think they have figured it out. I
at
think
least that part of it.
Rico Dowdle looks like they finally found a starting running back. Despite Jerry Jones's best efforts to ruin their running game. We don't need Derrick Henry. He doesn't fit into our plans. Let's get Ezekiel Elliott back.
Yes, right.
That works. He's only got two flat tires and a leaky valve. I mean, come on.
We can do this. We make it work. We're Cowboys. I'm going to do a Scott Laidlaw and Robert Newhouse thing. I mean, my goodness.
I think Robert Newhouse just signed a walk-on contract. Actually.
Right. With Laidlaw.
Yeah.
And now the moment we have not been waiting for. Edson, have you heard of Robert Newhouse and Scott Laidlaw?
Well, I think I was a little way too young for that. I was like, I don't know. What was I just getting into kindergarten or something?
Yeah. Oh my God.
I hate him so much. Anyway.
Be nice.
It's
Christmas time is here.
So last week, by the way, was one of the sloppiest weeks in a long time. I saw this tweet here from Pro Football Talk. Let me bring it up a little higher. 51 turnovers last week. So it was one of the sloppiest days ever. And not only that, the bad officiating continued, so much so that LASIK tweeted this out again. This is about I think this is like the 10th time this year that LASIK tweets this out on an NFL Sunday. Yeah. So the next game was part of that problem that we saw with the turnovers. The Chiefs and the Browns.
Yeah, geez. This is why Winston isn't going to get a chance.
Right. I love Winston.
I know, but
he is Wile E. Coyote with an Acme Dynamite kit.
Oh yeah.
Got it right here. I mean, he 3 interceptions, and they bring in DTR and he throws a pick, and they fumbled twice. So the Browns had 6 turnovers. If you look at this rundown here of possessions. So we got punt, touchdown, punt, interception, turnover on downs, interception, fumble, interception, interception.
And a lot. What I saw a lot of that on Kansas City side was a lot of punts. So the Cleveland defense did well. I mean, they stopped.
They held them in there. Yeah. Yep.
But they could have just gotten a little help from their offense. Jeez.
I know.
Did you hear? This is like a play on words and not being funny. Did you hear how quiet the Cleveland crowd got when Myles Garrett went down? When he got poked in the eye and he was on the
God.
Oh, we got that game out in Arizona. I'm like, uh-oh.
I had red zone on, and when I saw that and they put the towel under his face, I said, oh my God, don't tell me his eye came out.
Oh my God.
You know, I thought maybe it got gouged out.
Yep.
And the way he went down, he threw his helmet off and went straight down on the ground. That was ugly.
That was rough. That was ugly. That was rough.
But you know, let's face it. Who here loves Jameis Winston?
He's all right.
You know, how could you not like this guy, right? Let's give him a break on one of his picks last week. Did you see this?
The first half for Cleveland. Play action. Winston soft toss, and it pinballs back. Chubb loses it. Kansas City's got it. You could design this play 100 times, and 99 times it wouldn't end up like this.
And the best thing is Jameis Winston made the right decision.
Yeah, that's
you can't do that.
That's the stuff you don't see in the stats when those things happen.
Right.
You know, the receiver basically hands it off or something, you know, but
got it ripped right out. And Nick Chubb, let's face it, he's not been Nick Chubb. Props for coming back, but he needs more time, and now he hurt his foot. So I would shut him down the rest of the year. If I'm Cleveland, you're done. Don't hurt. You need him back. So yeah, that's a shame, but I don't know. I mean, are they starting Jameis this week? Or are they going to give the reins to DTR? I haven't really paid.
Might as well. I mean, they're out of the playoffs. Like, I don't know. Just let's see what happens.
Yeah. Edson.
This is why I said I don't believe the Dolphins are going to be in it at all. It's they barely. There was a bad sign last week when they barely got by the Jets and needed overtime for it, and then this thing. They're the only team that lets Houston have an easy time of it.
And Tua was part of this 51 turnover avalanche.
Their offense was really bad.
Really bad. Just all out of sorts. Again, the Texans are they're kind of doing the Chiefs thing.
Yeah. I have noticed the last few weeks, and not that I'm giving the Dolphins any kind of excuse, but the Texan defense have really been done well.
Their pass rushes.
They're the ones who keep them in these games.
Mm-hmm.
Because their offense isn't doing that great. So,
which when we talk about this week's games,
let's hope
if they can get that pass rush going later today, like they have done the last few weeks, they have a legitimate chance.
Yeah.
But this is, we'll get to that game. I was shocked. Miami's offense just looked like they're stuck in neutral, and they're playing at Reliant Stadium on the artificial turf in a pretty much covered stadium. Like, it's not like conditions.
No excuses for that. Nope.
Right.
Their so-called speed all over the place should have really come through here, and what happened?
Yeah, and the tight end, what's his name there? Just drew another blank. This is the problem with Saturday morning. Wow. What's the tight end's name there? The big dude.
Sanu? Is it
Chat?
Sanu?
Help? No. Okay, well, he caught all the passes in overtime against the Jets last week, and
geez,
I gotta look it up. Now you're gonna make me look it up, unless Bruce beats me to it.
Oh, where's my phone? Oh, there. That's not it.
Johnu Smith. That's his name, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yep,
Is that it? Johnu Smith?
I think so. Yeah.
Johnu. Yeah. That guy's a tank, man. Just get him the ball. I don't know. They still say Tyreek Hill's the fastest guy in the NFL. I think he's got some competition. I don't know. He's just not he's not pulling away from people and getting the separation he used to, it seems. I don't know.
I think he kind of stopped trying really hard, back when Tua went down and they had that losing streak, and he kind of lost something there, some kind of like desire to really play. I think so. I mean, since then, even with Tua back, he hasn't really had a Tyreek.
He hasn't had a breakout game at all. Yeah.
No.
Speaking of breakout games.
Yeah, there you go. Give Jets Bag a break.
Jets Bag is resting comfortably right over here to my right.
Smoking a cigar.
Yes.
I mean, the Jets tried to do the Jet thing, but Jacksonville said no thanks. Take it.
Do you like that clip for the Open where Aaron Rodgers is like, I'm still moving all right for 40. Yeah. You were fast. It's like,
he did look good.
He's looking all right, but do the Jets bring him back? And let's have an honest conversation here. And it looks like they put a 17-year-old in charge of the Jets right now. So,
right, there's that breaking story.
We got a teenager running the Jets. What's going to happen here?
I mean, I think they are. There's a lot of people in that organization that do want to bring him back.
For what? Honestly, for what? For 1 year? You've got to build to the future. You've got a young team here, other than him. What are you doing?
The thing is, are they going to get a chance to really draft somebody, or they got to try to make a big move? I know we talked about, probably Darnold's going to be available, maybe. But is he going to want to come back to that mess? I don't know.
The free agent quarterback list is thin this year.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear it's not a great draft either for quarterbacks this year. It seems to go every other year with quarterbacks.
So that all points to them probably wanting him back.
Another year. Yeah.
Who's his backup?
That's a good question.
Oh, that's a good question.
Holy
Is it Tyreek? Not Tyreek.
Tyrod
Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor. That's what.
I think it's
Yep.
Tyrod Taylor.
Yes, I believe it is.
Let me look real quick. Roster. New York Jets. Can I sort by position? I can. Of course, Q is way at the bottom of the list here. Yeah, it's Tyrod. It is Tyrod Taylor. And the third stringer is a guy named Jordan Travis.
If you haven't,
famous
Jordan Travis he's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
He holds the clipboard better than just about anybody.
Who are you telling? Who are you telling? The way he sends in plays is phenomenal.
Yeah. His way of stepping back to allow Rodgers to come off the side,
That's right.
field, that's so
making sure the Walker is ready.
He makes sure the volume in everyone's headset is set evenly across the board.
That's
so when they
right.
talk to the guy in the sky, nobody has trouble hearing it.
Right.
Exactly.
That's
on the other side of the ball, the Jaguars. I mean, Mac Jones has not played horrible.
I know.
He really hasn't. He makes a critical mistake somewhere in the game, and they're not able to overcome. I mean, this game, I had this on a Red Zone channel. This was anybody's game up until the end. It was actually one of the more entertaining games to watch, even though both teams had nothing to play for. So
the Jaguars defense is pretty good. So I mean, I was pretty surprised that the Jets got that many points off of them.
I got something to throw out there. Ponder this. Is Lawrence under contract for the Jags for a little bit longer, or is he like a?
He just got a brand new contract.
Got a big contract.
Yeah.
Okay. But I was going to say, is it time for the experiment to be over?
I was going to actually ask that exact question, Bruce. Do they move on from Trevor Lawrence now?
I was thinking about that.
I mean, look at the team they just played opposite last week. Could use a guy like Trevor Lawrence. Maybe a change of scenery will do him good. I don't know. It's going to be interesting because they're getting rid of the coaching staff.
Yep.
So it'll be worth watching in the offseason to see what direction they want to take. Do they want to rebuild with what they got, or do they want to kind of clean house and start over again? Either way, it's not working in Jacksonville, nor is it working in New York.
Right.
This game was unfrigging believable. Washington came within puberty of losing.
Yep. It was a good game, but that makes me worried a lot for Washington. The fact that they needed to stop a 2-point play in order to win against the Saints, that worries me a lot.
Worse, blowing a 20-0 lead.
Yep.
And even worse than that is, I watched the highlight. Obviously I didn't get the game where I was, so I had to watch the highlights yesterday. What are you doing as a referee, stopping the ball with 9 seconds left?
Oh, the clock.
The clock. Why are you stopping the clock? I have no idea. This is not the CFL after every play, third down. There you go.
Yeah. I
have no idea.
Look, for a league that nets like $10 billion a year profit, that's the profit margin. Hire some full-time refs. Enough is enough with these guys. These guys are part-time refs. It's incredible if you go game to game, or you watch something like you have Red Zone on and they're hopping around the league, how inconsistent the calls are all over the place. Like, half these guys don't really know the rule book all that well, I don't think. It's just a disaster. Or if they do, some of them are afraid that they're going to get fined if they don't make a call, if they miss a call, so they call just about everything. And it's not good. It's a big mess in the league. No excuse. The NHL, MLB, and the NBA all have full-time referees. That's their job. These guys are lawyers and plumbers and whatever else during the week, and then they come in and do this on the weekends. Come on.
It's crazy.
That's like my beer league softball. I mean, come on. Cut the crap. The Saints, they've played a lot better under that new coach.
Yeah. Hey, having a great dump may work out for them. I mean, he said on the first time.
I think
he clogged the toilet.
Yeah,
he clogged the toilet.
He has earned his way into like seriously being the contender for next year for their coach permanently. I mean, who else are they going to bring in that's kind of like got the pulse of this team. I think he's good.
Yes.
Go ahead, Bruce. I'm sorry.
No, I was done. I had nothing to say.
Oh, I was going to say this reminds me of a couple years ago when the Raiders.
Yeah, I was going to say
gave the coaching job to Rich Bisaccia halfway through the year.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they made the playoffs that year.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then they replaced him. And I kind of got the same vibe going here. That despite the success, this guy, I think he's like 3-2 since he took over. Weren't they? They were 2-7 when he took over.
Right.
They won the first two, then they lost like 5 straight. Fired Allen. But they'll probably give him a token interview, but I think they're going to just try to go get somebody else.
Oh, that's stupid. I think
it might be stupid. It might be a bad move. I still think the Raiders made a mistake. They should have held on to Bisaccia another year.
Mm-hmm. Where is he now?
Oh, I saw him on somebody's staff.
I saw him too. I can't think of who it was.
I can't either. I know he's like a special teams coach or a defensive back kind of thing. But yeah, well, Bears watching in New Orleans, but they played a lot better. Despite their injuries with this new guy. Okay.
Who didn't think this game was going to be like this?
Hold on. Before we start that game, I got to pull up my pants. Thank you.
I saw that play live. I was dying. It reminded me of a few years ago. Remember when he had like diarrhea and he denies it to this day, but you could tell by the walk down the tunnel that there was problems there. Lamar's awesome. Look at this guy.
That's a really crazy.
He's thrown 3 interceptions this year. 3.
Stat of the day.
Again, last week he had more touchdowns than incompletions. We've been talking about Goff doing that and stuff, but it's almost like it's automatic with him. Like Lamar gets ignored sometimes in these categories because you just expect it, but you don't expect it with the passing like this. Like he's so accurate this year.
I love his motion when he throws. It's not like he's guiding the ball; he's whipping it out there real quick. And the thing is, though, you can't. This sounds weird, but you can't sleep on Lamar. Lamar was like, "Nah, that doesn't gone."
Yeah. He's got a quick release.
He's got incredibly quick release, and he'll run if he has to, when he wants to.
And not only is he fast and he's got an incredible burst, but he's elusive. He's like trying to tackle a wet noodle.
Right.
You could grab him and he slithers out, and he's really a double, triple threat. I mean, he's, any other year. I mean, his numbers this year blow away his 2 MVP years. But chances are he's probably not going to win the MVP because of a guy named Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh Allen. Oh my gosh.
Right.
And what did I ask you? What did I ask you guys in the beginning of the year? I remember asking you guys, "Is Josh Allen really that good?" And you guys both said, "Just watch and see." And I'm like, "Wow." I remember that because I never saw him really play before.
For me, he took it up another notch this year because he lost those 2 great wide receivers. He kind of had to put the team on his back until, then he got Amari Cooper, but he also, the emergence of Shakir and Keon Coleman helps, but they had to grow this year. Coming into the year, it looked like kind of a disaster waiting to happen, but we'll get to the Bills.
He throws a real pretty pass. He really does.
He does. The Giants, man, I would like to say they're tanking, but I think they were trying to win. They're just so bad. They're bad in just about every facet of the game, but 2. Lawrence on the defensive line and Neighbors at wide receiver.
And now Neighbors is injured, I think. So,
he's
down to 1.
I don't know. And this could be a situation too where they get the number 1 overall pick and they draft Shakir Sanders, and he says, "I ain't going there." Shadir Sanders, and he's like, "I'm not going there." It might be one of those John Elway kind of things. Like, nope.
Oh,
trade me right now. No, hang up the phone. Yeah. This. I was talking to I was in the comic shop the other day, and there was a Giants fan in there. And even he said, he goes, "I'm done watching them. They're hopeless." And he goes, "I don't even know where do you start to fix this?"
Yeah.
Well, here's the stat of the day that I want you guys to play along with. How many victories at home combined do the Dallas Cowboys and New York Giants have this year?
Like
one, I believe.
That's right, one.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, that says it all.
So the Giants are still, I think they're 0-8 right now at home.
Yeah, they are. They haven't won. Dallas won the Thanksgiving game. That was it.
Right, that was the only one.
Yeah. So, yeah, I couldn't even begin to figure out where to start with the Giants. I mean, everything's a disaster. Everything. And it looks like they're going to keep Brian Daboll and his staff.
I don't know what's going on there where it does look like they're going to keep him.
I think the logic is they brought him into the Daniel Jones situation, so they're going to give him a chance to bring in his guy, and if he fails with his guy, then he's out.
But what choice does he have as his guy? Jeez, I don't know who they're going to get to be his guy. Can't be the two that are on there now.
I don't know. He's gonna have to. They're gonna have to draft somebody. They're gonna have to draft somebody or bring in like Sam Darnold. Do something like that.
We got some breaking news. Jeff Hostetler re-signs with the Giants.
So Edson, I know you're young. See, Jeff Hostetler used to back up Phil Simms, and then he came in and won a Super Bowl when Phil Simms got hurt.
Oh, that's who that guy was. Yeah. That was okay. I saw that on the film, but I was like, why would they put this guy in? Okay.
Thank you, my brother, for clarifying, Edson. No, I'm going to put you on soft food diet from now on, okay?
All right, moving on to the Levis and Butthead game of the week.
Oh my gosh.
This game really contributed to this with 10 combined turnovers.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Where is it? Here it is. So check this out. So
that's
first of all, we have this great stat line from Levis and Butthead. 8 for 12, 89 yards and 3 tutties. He's like 5-15 as a starter with like 35 interceptions or something. Like, this is Kenny Pickett. If Tennessee can't figure out that they have Kenny Pickett on their team, they have to come on. And I know he's benched this week. Rudolph's going to start.
Yeah.
But look at this. Look at this possession line: interception, touchdown, fumble, interception,
fumble,
interception, fumble, interception.
I mean, they started out pretty good.
Yeah, they did. They were trading touchdowns at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was like, wah, 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 which inspired a new segment I like to call Stepping on a Rake.
Fortune is finally smiling.
I'm sorry, that's the wrong one.
I just don't know why players do this at times and not. He lost that ball before. He was switching it into his other arm, and he lost that well before he got to the goal line.
No doubt about that. What a shot.
Stepping on a rake.
It would have been 44-27 if that didn't happen. Yeah, that was on a potential pick six. Yeah, what a disaster. What an absolute disaster of a game. There was one really awesome bright spot, though, and check this one out. Also on a Joe Burrow fumble.
Burrow under pressure again, and this time he'll go down. For Willie, the ball pops out, and it's recovered by the Titans. T'Vondre Sweat rumbling up the sideline. The big man still on the run, and out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
We've seen Penny Sewell with the Lions, and now you got T'Vondre Sweat.
He's like knocking people down.
Love the big guy.
Man, that's my piece. Man, it's my piece of chicken. Leave it alone. I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna kill you.
But holy moly, full disaster in Tennessee. And did you see the coach Callahan this week when somebody asked him if his team was playing soft, and he just started MRFing people up, down, and sideways. Don't you question my team, you mother. Oh yeah. It was
the thing that drives me crazy. I mean, I'm going to throw them. I have to say this. Back in the day when they played on grass, and the weather was the stuff you smoke. Anyway, Edson, I've missed you so much.
Expensive playing surface.
Anyway, back in the day when they played on grass, and you have to admit, it was the field conditions during a rainstorm were putrid. They were horrible. People would slide all over the place and stuff like that. You see 10 turnovers on a halfway decent looking day.
Yeah.
And they're playing on turf. I mean, what is going on here? I don't understand that. I don't know.
Well, I think with the advent of Sports Center and the 24/7 sports highlight coverage, social media, and everything else, everybody wants that moment. They all want their 5 minutes of fame, 30 seconds of fame. And when they try to make these splash plays and show off, sometimes they leave their head where the good Lord splits you. Like that's what it's. You've seen these mistakes kind of. I bet if someone went back and looked over time, Then again, that said, we didn't have 24-hour sports coverage and social media networks. Watch all that stuff back then. It could have been the same way back then. We just don't realize it. So,
yeah.
I remember. Okay, you can go ahead, Edson. You can kill me for this. I still remember. Keith he was my running buddy at the nursing home, but
guilty.
Not okay. I remember the days when the NBA was on tape delay.
Okay, I'm seriously asking. Wow, I really didn't realize
Me
that.
too. I remember. Late 70s. Yeah.
Late 70s, because you would watch a game from Portland. I'll give you an example. Portland. It would come on, say 10 o'clock our time here on the East Coast, and the bottom of the screen would say videotape for a later broadcast. I'm like, and there was no way you could find out who won the game unless you watched it on tape delay, because there was no Sports Center. There was no designated radio TV. But it's I don't know. I
You had
just
to wait
don't
for
know.
the newspaper the next day.
Right.
Yeah. It was the NBA was so bad back then that they didn't even broadcast the NBA finals live.
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah. And look at the monster it became, right?
It
Two gentlemen named Magic Johnson and Larry Bird changed it.
That's right. But it's crazy now.
Have you heard of them, Edson? Magic Johnson and Larry Bird?
I think I've seen some documentary.
He saw something on Magic Bird and Larry Johnson, so he's very confused. I thought he was okay.
I do want to compliment Joe Burrow on not just his incredible season, and he's probably going to miss the playoffs, but his unique way of taking care of his offensive line through the Christmas gifts. Have you heard of this? He got them all each a katana samurai blade, a authentic one from Japan, like custom made from Japan. I was like, I couldn't.
How much do those go for?
I mean, they probably $1 million each. I don't know. They're like very rare.
Wow.
It's like they each come with an individual like history and story behind them, and it's like I couldn't. I was like, wow. Wonder how many of those guys are going to keep there or try to like just get.
And he just bought a Batmobile too.
Yeah, that was like $3 million.
Yeah.
Is Burrow married?
I don't think so.
Good question.
That
would explain.
Not anymore.
That would explain it.
Have you been watching this in-season Hard Knocks at all?
I haven't.
There was a great clip of him after he bought the Batmobile.
Oh yeah,
Jamar Chase and T. Higgins come up to him and they're like, "You got a Batmobile?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." He got the one from the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yep.
The Tumbler, and he goes, "Yeah, I won't get it for like a year, but I'm going to drive in it." And Jamar Chase goes, "You got to get the costume."
Yep.
And Burrow's like, "Oh, that's a great idea. I should do that." He's like, "Can you imagine if I showed up in the Batman costume?" He will. I guarantee. Mark it down.
I think he will.
Today's date is, mark it down. Well, the Cardinals beat the Patriots, and moving on. Now let's just say James Conner continues at almost age 30 to put up great numbers. Got a nice big fat contract for it. Good for him.
It's hard for me to think about whether the Cardinals such up and down. They go on these streaks, 3-4 games, and then 4-game losing streak. In this game, it's hard for me to think whether it's really them starting up again or is it just their opponent. I don't know. I don't know how the Patriot defense, they're any good.
It was a road game for the Patriots. They're not good. This is what I think of the Patriots. A couple years ago, Dennis Eckersley was still calling games on NESN. He was doing color for the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Sox were playing the Pirates, the Pittsburgh Pirates. And Dennis Eckersley's looking at the Pirates roster, and he's like, what is this? This is a hodgepodge of nothingness. And that's the Patriots. Like he said, he's like, there's a good player here, a good player there, a young talent here, and the rest are like all these washed up second string down the line veterans. And that's exactly what the Patriots are. A hodgepodge of nothingness.
Well, I mean, whether they consider themselves this or not, I consider the total reconstruction from the top, bottom up. They got the quarterback. Now they got to get everything else.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say for the Patriots. Is that Drake May looks absolutely for real. Did you see he did a little Patrick Mahomes move in this game?
Oh, yeah.
Where he ran out to his left and he just shovel passed it into the end zone for a touchdown. And, Ramondre Stevenson's good. He's a talented back, but, we'll see about this wide rookie poke with the receiver. But other than that, I mean, you're right, Edson. They got a lot of parts they got to put in there. They're a year ahead of the Giants, but they're almost as big a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this game really, really contributed to this in one big, big way. This is my number one step on a rake moment.
Fortune is finally smiling upon me.
The player's not breaking the plane of the goal line. The ball comes loose. We see him let it go before it breaks the plane. We have a fumble in the field of play, and we all know now that a fumble in the field of play rolling through the end zone, out of the end zone, the result is a touchback.
I mean,
Jonathan Taylor, you stepped on a rake. Yeah.
Where can you start with this? Jonathan Taylor, a veteran like him, I didn't expect that at all. I think this goes all back to like if I as a coach saw that in practice, I would start disciplining people. But in a game, how do you do this? And that one play they may have.
Did Edson just lose power?
Edson, what happened?
He look at the light went off and he froze. Wow. The Colts don't like what he was saying. They just pulled the plug up.
They stepped on a rake.
Yeah. Wow. He might have lost power. That's what it looks like.
Is the weather bad there?
No, but he lives in a town that has their own power company.
Oh, okay.
Something strange could have happened, but we'll carry the show until he may or may not remove him from the stage, and I'll keep an eye on him. Okay. But I know where he was going with that. That whole thing when the Colts were looking to blow the Broncos out at that point. Jonathan Taylor makes that move, fumbles the ball out of the end zone on his own, and the whole game just flips.
Right.
Flips on a dime. There was also this step on a rake moment from the same game.
They've had to try to do something unconventional because they just haven't been able to get it done. they didn't account for Nick Bonito.
Step on a rake. You know what the best part? You know what the best part about that play was? And you can appreciate this since you play football. It's like the way the receiver caught the ball and he flipped it around in his hand so he get a perfect grip on the football before he threw it back. He's like,
back, which telegraphs one, that's exactly what he's going to do with it, and two, give Benito the time to close the distance to anticipate the throw and pick it off like that. But yeah, that was later in the game, and the Colts couldn't move the ball anymore, and they just tried to do something, some chicanery to get some momentum building, and that's what happened. But yeah, so the Broncos end up pulling it out, winning by multiple scores, and they look pretty good until we'll get to
until then.
Wow, this game. So I have a couple things about the Lions here.
Yeah, I got a couple of things also. I saw this.
First interesting stat is Jared Goff is the first guy to throw 5 touchdowns in a game with no picks and lose, and throw 0 touchdowns with 5 picks in a game and win.
Stats of the day, stats of the day. Damn it, Keith, you took my stat of the day. But you're hi, Edson. Welcome back today. We're just doing stats of the day.
Wow. Okay.
You lose power or something?
Our power just went out, and then the router rebooted, and it like took a few minutes to come back.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
I saw the lights go out first, and then you froze.
Yeah. It was like for a second, and I don't know if they're playing around out there with it. I got to see if there's somebody working out there. Hopefully, it won't happen again.
Well, I finished your thought on Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, good.
We're on to the Lions in the building.
I didn't want. Trust me, I didn't want to sit there talking more about that type of play.
Then I showed the bad flea flicker too, where Benito picked it off. Yeah, so I was just pointing out that Goff has a game where he threw 5 touchdowns, no picks,
and he's the only one who ever lost that game. Wow!
And then threw 5 picks and no touchdowns and won. Remember that game earlier this year? He threw 5 picks.
Yeah,
he threw for almost 500 yards.
Again, yeah,
500 yards.
Yeah. But the Lions have a problem.
Yeah, they do.
Is their problem.
Yep.
Wow.
7 of their 11 starters on defense are gone for the year. They have 4 starters left. So when you see this, get off my screen. 48-42. You know, you I don't know. I think the Lions are in a little bit of trouble.
I remember we mentioned this, Bruce, very early in the season, maybe week 2. It's like about injuries and how some teams have injuries at the beginning of the season and they overcome them and they can get a good finish. And the ones at the end, unfortunately, the Lions are getting hit with this like at the worst possible time.
Didn't they just lose Montgomery for the rest of the season?
Yeah,
they did.
In addition to that defense,
Is he on this
part
list?
of his offense?
No,
he's not.
These are all just defensive players.
Oh no, okay, the defensive players, but yeah.
It all started with Hutchinson, and then after that,
oh my God, he lost power again. Okay, wow, they must be testing something over there.
They must be.
Yeah, but yeah, it what a shame. I mean, I'd hate to see their season get derailed like this, but it's going to be a tall order to get all the way to the Super Bowl now when you're missing that many guys.
Who is Detroit? I'm going to look it up and see who Detroit finishes up with. Did they play Minnesota one more time this year?
Yep, this week.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a shame because they were so much fun to watch. They looked like they were going to just steamroll their way in with the 11 straight wins and whatnot, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what Dan Campbell can come up with. As for the Bills, they just keep on keeping on, and I think right now they are the team to beat in the AFC, if not
right. Yeah, people are talking about Kansas. I'm like, forget Kansas City hasn't played a complete game this year.
I agree. I agree. Maybe last week might have been the closest thing to a complete game against Cleveland. You know, they marched out to a 21-0 lead and held on to win 21-7. But I think that's the most points they've scored all year, too, was 21.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't look dominant yet. And I want to see them put their foot on someone's throat before I'll say, okay, the Chiefs are still the team to beat. Tampa Bay against the Chargers. This was a shock.
Yeah, because the Chargers have a really good defense. They've been talking about it all week. And I'm like, Tampa Bay came in there and scored 40? And that was...
Yeah, Chargers defense the last couple of weeks is starting to find a few holes.
Mm-hmm.
And their offense is all predicated on their running game too. And since J.K. Dobbins went down, and he's not gone for the year, but he's out now. They haven't quite looked the same on offense. Not that they were an offensive juggernaut to begin with, but yeah, Tampa Bay hanging a 40 burger on them was a little shocking to me.
Baker Mayfield's definitely going to win comeback player of the year.
And look out, Mike Evans, who missed a good portion of this season,
right?
Has I think 11 now, 11 consecutive 1,000 receiving yard seasons. Looked like that was in jeopardy. He's almost to 800 now, with a couple games to go. So, he might get that 1,000 again. And Edson is back.
I don't know what's going on. If I
We'll
keep-
pay your power bill this month, or did you not, or already did you not already? And that's why.
Edson, tell your.
I apologize.
I
If it keeps happening, I'll just.
yeah, just go away.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just kidding. No, don't go away.
No,
You
I
can-
mean it's just
You can pop in and out.
intolerable. But I
I
don't
think
know.
Edson, well, I think one of Edson's kids picked up the phone at the wrong time. Dad, are you on there? Oops.
No, I actually went up there and looked out the window to see if there's any work going on nearby outside of
That
the
was
road, but
Somebody might have hit a pole. Might have been a Carver.
maybe. But
Bruce just made a dial-up modem joke. Do you know what a dial-up modem is?
isn't that one of that ancient technology that they used to use to connect to the internet?
Yes. So we were just talking about how the Tampa Bay routed San Diego or LA Chargers. I still call them San Diego.
That was another worst thing. This is another game that really worried me about. The last one was New Orleans, Washington barely scraping by New Orleans. This one really got me worried about the Chargers. I thought they were going to lose this game, but the way they lost it is really kind of worrisome here.
And I was mentioning while you were off air that Mike Evans might end up with another 1,000-yard season after missing all that time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, didn't we essentially? Who is the other receiver for Tampa Bay that's out for the year?
Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
I remember watching that game. I think we all talked about it. I said, "Ooh, Tampa Bay, if they can come back from this, they can make things work." But I don't know. But they did. They found a way to make it work when Godwin got hurt on Monday night.
Bucky Irving and the emergence of Cade Otton they held them in there long enough to get healthy again, Godwin aside. And look out. I don't think they're going to give that division back to Atlanta. I
don't think so either.
Signed, sealed, and delivered. Can we just skip the next one?
I saw an interesting stat about that yesterday.
The Steelers losing, or
no? The Steelers had the ball for 6 minutes in the second half, and Philadelphia had it for 24.
Wow.
Yeah, the Steelers
power football.
The Steelers ran 11 total plays in the second half, and when they gave the ball back to the Eagles with 10 minutes and 29 seconds to go, they never saw it again.
Right, I saw that. I'm like, that's insane.
The Eagles ran 21 consecutive plays.
That's crazy. Against that defense.
Yeah, that's a no-show. And worse, Najee Harris stepped on a rake.
Harris drops the ball. It is loose, still down to the ground. I think Philadelphia has
They do. Oh, he
Najee
really
Harris,
stepped on a rake.
You stepped on a rake.
On a rake.
The Steelers were going in to tie the game on that drive. He does that, and they never see the ball again. I mean, they saw it again, but barely. That was it. That swung all the momentum. And not that the Steelers, the whole game, it looked like they had no shot to win this game. The Eagles played a damn near flawless game against them.
Damn.
And I think the key was the Steelers went in with the approach that Barkley was going to run, and they had to stop Barkley.
Yep.
Right.
And if you watch Hard Knocks, that's exactly what Tomlin was all about, stopping Barkley. We stopped the run, and the Eagles knew it, and they came out throwing.
Yeah, they came out throwing. Yeah.
Killed them. AJ
Sorry,
Brown.
Ricky.
Yeah, and Devonta Smith just went crazy. I think they had like a combined 17 catches or something like that. And yeah, it was a dark day.
I wonder if the Ravens are gonna use the same type of thing. But
and Watt got hurt at the end on a non-contact injury, rolled his ankle, and they're calling it a low ankle sprain, and he's going to play this week. But and I'll tell you what, without George Pickens, the Steelers' offense is anemic, to say the least. Anemic. There's no depth at wide receiver on that team. They're just they're bad. What proved to me is they went to play a quality Super Bowl contender, and they are a tier below. The Steelers are good, but they're not a championship caliber team. They're a tier two.
And I think this goes exactly to the situation here. I think the Seahawks are in that same category.
Well said. I was going to say the same.
Oh, sorry.
No. That's why we're here, all three of us.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce, your team looks so complete in this game.
Thank you.
So dominant. And when Gino got hurt and they had to put in Sam Howell.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Let the interception parade begin.
My God. He looked really, really bad. And he's actually, Sam Howell's in my step on a rake honorable mentions that we will get to, but when we're done with all these games. But yeah, the Packers look good, Bruce. And I think the only bummer for your team is that you have 4 losses right now.
Yeah, well, we stepped on the rake. The thing that bothers me the most is
2 of them against Detroit. Yeah,
Detroit against Detroit, and 1 against Minnesota. We lost 1 game against Minnesota at home and 1 game against Detroit at home, and you can't get those back.
But the second game against Detroit, this happened.
Yeah,
so let's be fair. I mean, there were some horrible calls in that game. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the 4 losses. I mean, the way the NFC is playing out puts you in a bit of a hole. Now you're going to be a wild card team, probably on the road all 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think that they're built for that. I think they're going to be fine with going on the road.
Oh, I agree. If you can play in Lambeau Field, you can play anywhere.
That's right.
Yeah. But you never know. There's 3 weeks to go. 3 weeks to go, and they're chasing. Everybody has 2 losses at least. So,
right. They've lost to every team that has 2 losses.
Yeah, that's the problem. Tiebreakers will go against them.
Yeah, because they lost to Philly and they lost to Detroit and they lost to Minnesota. I just remember, I just saw that.
You're right.
Yeah. Yep. That Minnesota, that first one was so close too. The one in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
So close. The Seahawks, that was a disappointing showing at home. They wore those great glow in the dark uniforms.
Oh yeah. I think we lost power in Phoenix, and it's like you could plug in the TV, and all of a sudden it was like illuminate. It was pretty wild.
I watched it with my shades on because it was burning my retinas. Yeah, but what a disappointment. I mean, even when Gino was in there, they looked like they were playing in hip deep mud. They just couldn't get away. They were flat. They were flat as a pancake, and that's the Seahawks though. That's how they've been this year. I really haven't picked them because they're so mercurial, for lack of a better term.
The thing that bothers me about the Seahawks, and you're talking about the Giants before, one of the Giants wins
was against the Seahawks. Yep.
In Seattle.
Yeah.
It was like a block field goal or a block punt there somewhere. But
right. It was like early in the season, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was like week 4 or 5. Yeah. Well, of course, the Giants' 2 wins are away from home. So.
Yep. Yeah, really.
That's where they've been. The Giants, the only games they show up for are when they're not home. The Bears and the Vikings, man. Wow. Boy, the Bears. Did you see this one though? The one highlight for the Bears.
That's a big man coming through the gap. Hits him right. He didn't even get his hands on it. The ball hit him right in the helmet.
Minnesota's punter stepped on a
rig.
He kicked it right in the guy's face, man.
Okay, wow. I'm gonna alienate my my cousin and his ex-wife, but I'm gonna say this right now. Minnesota needs to get rid of those Frosty the Snowman uniforms. Okay.
Oh, those are terrible.
Oh, I agree.
I kept forgetting what team I was looking at.
I know, really. I'm like, that's Minnesota? What is that?
There was barely a hint of purple anywhere in the uniform. There was like thin little, accent lines. The logos. Yeah. At least if you're going to wear the white helmet, make the Viking, the horn.
The Viking purple. Yeah.
Right. Invert it. That was terrible. Vikings are looking good, though, Bruce. Sorry to say this to you, but boy, I went to Bill Cosby there for a second, didn't I?
You don't know what you're going to do with it.
You must know.
I'm going to give you a pudding pop. Edson, do you know what a pudding pop is?
I'm not sure. No, I don't know. No.
Please continue, Keith.
I was actually being serious with that one. I don't know.
It was the Jello pudding pop. It was
Oh,
always
okay.
Jello. And Bill Cosby used to hawk them before
okay.
everybody knew he was a real evil.
Wait, who's Bill Cosby again? Oh no, sorry.
Hey, say what you want. Bill Cosby himself is still one of the funniest comedy specials.
And he didn't swear. That was the thing that's so cool about Cosby.
About it, yeah.
There was one swear in that whole thing. He's with the cocaine joke. He says, "Tell me, what is it about cocaine that makes it so great?" "Well, it intensifies your personality." And Cosby goes, "Yeah, but what if you're an asshole?"
It kind of backfires. Yeah, I've been thinking about Minnesota for a while now, and how I've been very guilty of dismissing them, even though they have such a, the record is just thinking that something's going to happen with this team that's going to implode, starting with the quarterback. But you know what? It's like, no, they're a good team. I mean, they started out 5-0, then they lost 2 in a row, and that's when I thought that things are going to kind of just come crashing down. But then they're like 7 in a row now. It's like, what can you say? That coaching staff deserves all the credit.
And Sam Darnold paid. You go and get paid, as Bruce likes.
Yeah, that's
get paid.
The only thing about it is, like, how do they handle the quarterback situation? They have a rookie there.
Glad you brought that up.
Oh, good.
There you go. This is what they have right now on their roster.
Wow.
I mean, here's what I say they do: get rid of everybody and keep Daniel Jones.
Everybody, even
that was the awkward pause I was looking for.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got that. You got a good one there.
Just joking.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't know how old Josh McCown is, but in a pinch, he could probably play too. So they have 6 quarterbacks here.
That now that's confusing me even more. Why Daniel Jones decided to go to them? It's like, why do you want to go into this situation?
Well, if I'm Minnesota, I mean, clearly you dump Mullins, you dump Rippon. And you're not going to keep Sam. You're going with McCarthy. You drafted him number 1. That's who they're probably going to keep McCarthy and Jones for next year. That's my guess. What do you think, Bruce?
Yeah, Daniel Jones has to stay. McCarthy has to stay. I think if they get rid of Sam Darnold, there might be a revolution in Minnesota.
But he's going to be way too expensive, I think.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
How long did he sign a contract for? Was it for 1 year contract?
Yeah,
free agent.
He's a complete free agent.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, he's made the money back.
No, I agree.
I agree. But
you drafted JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
So Sam Darnold was like a quote unquote afterthought.
Yep.
Well,
stepped up.
They signed him to back McCarthy up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And McCarthy had the season-ending injury in camp, and then they had to switch gears and go with Darnold, probably figuring, hey, if we can just, get through the year at 8-8 or 9-7, make a run. And they did. I don't think they even expected 12-2 at this point.
Right.
But speaking of Minnesota, go ahead.
I was going to say, Bruce, I think you have a good point. The further they go with this season and into the playoffs, the more the fans are. You're right. They're going to have a revolt. It's like trying to get rid of him.
But the fans also love McCarthy. They're so happy with that pick.
Okay.
They're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I mean, Sam, they could offer Sam a 1-year deal and let McCarthy learn behind him for another year. But is Sam going to take that? I don't think so. He's going to want a long-term deal.
Yeah.
He may have caught lightning in a bottle. Who knows if he's going to ever do this again?
I mean, he may think about this. It's like, I've had my biggest success here with this coaching staff, and they're going to all stay here. Maybe I do want the situation, even if it's right. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, if he goes somewhere else, he might not be able to replicate the success without that coaching staff. Who knows? Who knows? This is going to be one of the fun off-season topics to keep an eye on. But while we're on the subject of Viking quarterbacks, before we get to that last game, did you guys see this?
Wow.
Teddy Bridgewater won a state championship coaching.
Wow.
Good for him.
Isn't that awesome?
That is awesome.
To me, this is one of those NFL tragedies. Like, he came in with so much promise and and he was so injury riddled throughout his entire career. And he never really blossomed into, people thought of him as like a Lamar Jackson type. It just didn't work. So I'm really happy for him.
Good dude.
Good on you.
Didn't he get blown up by somebody? I still see him lying on the ground.
Oh, a lot. Yeah.
Oh.
Part of his problem is he was a little small. He was
Mm-hmm.
built like Jaden Daniels. He took a few hits and he was constantly hurt. It's a shame.
Good for him though.
Glad he had some success in the coaching, and who knows, he might end up developing into a Division I college coach or something.
Yeah.
Give Bill Belichick a run for his money.
That's right.
So watch out for those Vikings and
this game is the
oh my god, it's skip.
We had
skip.
two Ambien bowls in 1 week. They gave us the Rams,
right.
and the Niners, and the Falcons and the Raiders. Like this
Oh
game,
my!
I shut it off. I couldn't. This was so bad.
I agree.
I was watching it. I'm like, I got 4 hours before my plane gets. Oh, let me watch a football game.
Like I said, it was digital Ambien. So now that we're done with week 4, was that 14?
That was 14.
That was 15.
I think that was 15.
That was 15.
Yeah, 15.
I do have some step on a rake honorable mentions.
Okay.
So to make up for Jordan Love, I put Sam Howell in there too.
Thank you.
So in a week with 51 turnovers in 16 games, that was easy to make this week. We'll see. It might get tougher going forward. So before we do our picks for week 16 and close it out, we got to do something I like to call power ranking.
Well, I'm waiting until Wednesday to make my picks anyway. So
that's true. Because Bruce wasn't here last week, so
right.
I have an interesting stat for you, Keith. Listen to this. Cody Bellinger just signed with the New York Yankees, right?
Which
yeah.
I kind of don't get, but okay.
His wife is Giancarlo Stanton's ex-wife.
I saw that.
I'm like, this is going to be fun.
Wow. I did not realize any of that.
Remember the 70s Yankees?
Yep.
They're going to have a revival.
Yes, indeed.
Drama in the Bronx.
Bring back Sparky Lyle and Goose Gossage.
We won't have the owner getting involved, though, because the little Steins are not as volatile as Big Stein was.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because Big Stein was so entertaining. But that's why we have Jerry Jones now. All right.
That's his inspiration.
So here's Bruce's power rankings at the halfway point. There's Edson. No, that's mine. And then there's Edson's. So here we go again. This is our third quarter power rankings as we go into the final stretch. We were supposed to do it last week, but we were down a man, so we waited. Who wants to go first?
Okay, I'll go first, but I'll tell you who my number one team is easily.
Well,
okay, let's do it this way. All right.
Green Bay. Right, it's Green Bay.
No, it's not.
Fine.
They're number two. Number two.
It's the Jets. I get it.
Number 10 team that's going to make the playoffs. Oh,
hang on. I realized I got to put these back in again. Go ahead.
We'll be right back after this commercial.
Oh, shit. We got a bit of a problem here. I just realized. No, because it says here 32 files. So all these losers have congested things.
Welcome to the Beltway.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Hold on. Chat amongst yourselves. I'm going to make a quick fix here.
Okay. While Keith fixes things, Edson, so what's going on with the power? I mean, everything okay now?
I think so. I don't know what was going on with that. It's like unless somebody out was messing with something outside, I don't think it was inside the house. And then every time that happened, the router rebooted, and it just takes freaking few minutes.
Is the weather a problem where you are?
I mean, it's not windy. Like Keith said earlier, it's just a dusting of snow. But I mean, I wouldn't think that could affect it like that. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to compliment Wallingford because we usually have very reliable power. I mean, we rarely. Well, probably shouldn't say this out loud because who knows? Maybe that'll happen. But haven't had many power outages. So I don't know. Hopefully it'll be okay. I'll have to look to see if there's any reports on what's happening.
Well, you're talking about crazy weather. I went to Olive Garden last weekend with my cousins and my cousin's daughter. It was like 65, 70 degrees outside. So I'm wearing short sleeves, pair of blue jeans. And so we sit in the restaurant and my cousin Kaylee's like this. Oh my God. It's so cold in here.
Oh.
What are you doing? I'm going back to the car to get my jacket.
It was cold in the Olive Garden?
Yeah, it was like nice and comfortable. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh, okay. So
it's so cold. I need a jacket. I'm like, okay, you need to stop this right now. Okay, it's like you want cold weather. We'll figure this out.
Well, yeah, it's coming.
All right.
I think tomorrow here it's going to go down to like 20 or something.
Yes,
the high of 20 is my meaning.
Well, I think it's going to be 32 and 17 here.
So here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. I just reset.
Yeah,
we're gonna do a blank one.
Yeah.
And I will find a way to composite them into images. So I saved our previous one, right?
Yeah.
Tier Maker's got to fix this so we can add more than that. So Tier Maker, come on, man. So here are our, so we can reference these.
Yeah.
We'll just start clean. So here's Bruce's. So Bruce, last time you had the Chargers at number 10 halfway through the year. Where are you right now?
This just in. A week full of wild swings for the Washington Commanders' pursuit of a stadium in D.C. ended with another twist. You probably heard they made a stopgap measure to save the finance of government, and they took that codicil out to help out the Washington Redskins. Early Saturday morning, the U.S. Senate passed a bipartisan bill by unanimous consent that would allow the federal government to lease more than 170 acres of land to the district where the site RFK resides.
Wow.
So they're going to finally, slowly but surely, get this thing resolved. And we'll probably have a new stadium.
If us taxpayers are footing the bill, they must be called the Redskins.
Yep. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be nuts down here for the next couple of days because they cannot stand FedEx Field or Northwest Stadium. I've been there a couple of times. It's not pretty.
It's sinking into the swamp.
Yes, it's in the swamp. Now back to number 10. I will take. I think I'll still stick with the Chargers because they have a chance. Very slight chance, but a chance to get into the playoffs.
Oh, they're going to get in. I think they're in.
Oh, I think they're definitely in with that win.
Yeah, that was a big win Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Edson, your number 10 last time was the 49ers. And they kind of went in the other direction.
Yeah. I'm going to go with same as Bruce. I'll put the Chargers there.
Number 10.
They're very up and down. I mean, but they have that good defense and the running game. That's like the recipe for success. So I think they deserve to be in there.
I concur. Last time I had Atlanta.
Oh,
isn't it funny? It's funny when you look back, just
it's
weird. A little over a month ago, how quickly things can turn in this league. My number 10 is the Patriots. No, I'm kidding.
Oh. Holy crap.
The Bears. Excuse me.
I'm putting Denver.
Okay.
Ooh.
I don't know. I finally embraced Denver, and then they go and pop a squad on Thursday, but we'll see. I like their defense, and I like Bo Nix. So we'll see if they can overcome the little bump in the road from Thursday night. Bruce, number 9.
Let me see here. I will take. I don't know if they're going to make it into the playoffs, but something about them I like. They might not make the playoffs, but I think I'll take. This is crazy. Cincinnati.
I knew you were going to say that.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Because you just never know what's going to happen with them.
Well, they do.
I
Score
mean,
like
if
40
they
points
somehow
every
get
week.
in there, they're going to be scary.
Yeah, they will.
Just
I mean,
because they're getting a second life if they get in there. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And they score a lot of points.
Yep.
And they give up a lot of points.
So last time you had Washington there, Bruce. You had Washington at 9 straight across.
Mhm.
And number 9, you had the Rams last time.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, I think they still have a chance at the playoffs as well. But I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay because they're so resurgent now. I think they got their people about as many as they could, with the injuries, and I don't know what's up with Baker. He just seems to have like a guy that's having a lot of fun out there, and it's just translating into wins. And I think they're going to win that division. And speaking of scary teams, I don't know if any teams that see them coming are going to be happy about it.
I'm with you. It's funny because I had the Falcons number 10 last time, and then they went on their 4 or 5 game losing streak.
Yeah, I know.
Along those lines, I'm also with you. I got Tampa Bay at 9. I like what they're doing. I love Baker Mayfield. I think they weathered that storm, and now they're almost dictating things. So I'm going Tampa Bay. Bruce, you're number 8. Last time were my Steelers.
I'll take Tampa Bay because Baker Mayfield's good, but sometimes he can act unpredictable. He can act a little bit wild, but I think
in a good or bad way. Yeah, you're right.
Right. He's like the how do I put this? The more mature version of Jameis Winston.
That's
really, because he's like he can have a great game and get all amped. Next thing you know, he'll throw 5 interceptions and try to put a flag in the middle of Ohio State Stadium.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. More mature Jameis Winston.
Yeah, I like that. That's a really good analogy.
Thank you.
So Edson, your number 8 was Washington.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I don't even have. Spoiler. I don't even have Washington on here because it just, like I said, I hate to put it on one game. It just worried me that they're. We'll see this week, but it worried me that they had to wait till that game against New Orleans. I don't know. So I put Pittsburgh at number 8.
I can see that. I'm with you. I'm leaving Washington off my top 10 this time. I had them at 8 last time. This time, boy. Right. You know what? Pittsburgh's a good place for 8. They're a second-tier team. Bruce, what do you got for number 7?
I'll take Pittsburgh. I'll take Pittsburgh number 7.
You had the Eagles last time, so you're taking
the
Steelers.
Yeah. They'll find a way to win because Tomlin, if you don't win for Tomlin, he'll cuss you out.
Yeah, they definitely have a great coach, and they're surprising this year. I mean, how many people thought they were going to win the division? And so, but you're right, Keith. They're still
they always play hard. Pittsburgh always plays hard football.
They show up. Yep.
All right.
So I'll take that.
Edson, your number 7 last time was Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I went. Oh, right. Okay, so I went back and forth with it. So I put Baltimore at number. I actually went back and forth on whether to put Baltimore 8 and Pittsburgh 7, but I would just put Baltimore just ahead of them because I think they have a little bit better talent at some of the key positions.
Wow.
Their defense certainly worries me, but they've been doing better lately. I mean, you really can't show much against the Giants, but this game this week will tell me a lot about it.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. My number 7 last time was the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah. This time, I'm going with the Chargers.
Oh, okay.
Wow. That's
Yeah. Only because, well, I mean, the Steelers and the Chargers is interchangeable. Really, it does. They're almost the same. Their offenses are lethargic and their defenses are good and they're well coached.
They're well coached. Yeah.
They're like the same,
exactly
like the same thing. So I mean, I could always just do this and it won't. Either way.
Yeah.
Maybe I will do that only because no, they have the better quarterback. So I'm gonna leave it the way it was. Bruce, your number 6. Last time your number 6 was your Packers.
Oh yeah.
That's not going to happen. I'll put.
No. You don't have the Packers in the top 10? Oh man.
Edson, you're up to double digits this week.
Sorry.
Better than Miami. Anyway, let me see here. I'll put Washington up there because I think they're playing. I think they're playing with house money right now. They love him down here, so I think they can beat Dallas. The big game is this week against Philadelphia. This will prove if they're ready to play with the big boys or not. They play them tomorrow, and it's going to be crazy to say the least. So I'm putting Washington number 6.
Well, the Eagles have won 10 in a row. At some point, they're going.
Think.
And that's why I took Pittsburgh last week, or I would have taken Pittsburgh over them. I didn't want to pick that game, but I thought for sure that 9-game winning streak, and plus the Steelers haven't won a game in Philadelphia since 1965. That something had to give. Edson, you had the Chargers at 6 last time.
Yeah. Maybe a little surprised, but I'm going to put Kansas City at number 6. Just a lot of, I know they keep winning, and as long as they keep winning, we really can't say anything much. But just I see a lot of issues. The offensive line is, do you know that Mahomes is like taking the most hits of any quarterback this year?
Really?
Not sacks, but getting hit.
I'm not surprised at that left tackle situation.
Yeah, the offensive line is, I mean, I know this week will be interesting. I believe they're getting Hollywood.
Yeah, they are. They're getting Marquise Brown back.
But we'll see. I can't see how they're any better than the other 5 teams I'm going to have above them. So,
all right. Last time, number 6, I had Les Chargers. This time, I think I'm going to have to put only because they're a division leader right now.
Okay.
Their defense is awesome, but
they do have an awesome defense. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't feel great about putting them there, but they're leading their division, and we'll see. I have a pretty strong feeling that they're going to beat Kansas City later today, so we'll see. Bruce, your 5 last time were Les Chefs.
Oh yeah, there you go.
There you go. Keep them the same way.
Les Chefs at 5.
Because they haven't proved anything to me at all.
I hear
their defense is good. Mahomes was like spotty, and every time you turn around, you hear more about Kelsey and Taylor Swift, and I think I speak for America. No one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares.
In the words of Bill Belichick.
But
sorry.
I love Andy Reid. You can't help but love. Who doesn't love Andy Reid?
Who doesn't love Andy Reid? So Edson, you had the Packers at 5 last time.
This time I'm going to go with Minnesota. It still might seem a disrespect, but Minnesota I'll put at number 5. There's just so many. like you guys said, 12-2 teams and or 2-3 lost teams. So I'll put them at number 5. I definitely believe in them a lot more now than I did previously. I don't know. It'll be interesting. There's like, if you got Philadelphia, Detroit, Minnesota, Green Bay, like which one of these 2 teams is not going to be in the championship game?
I know. It's interesting. My number 5 last time was Pittsburgh. And this time,
The Chefs.
Yeah.
Looks like we all have the same idea about the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, but it's like they haven't proved anything this year at all. They really haven't.
I mean, other than the 13-1, but
That's the luckiest 13-1 team I've seen in a long time.
All smoke and mirrors, it feels like. It really does.
It does feel like that.
Yeah. Bruce, your number 4 last time was Minnesota.
This just in. The Falcons are expected to cut Kirk Cousins before his $10 million bonus is due.
Really? Who tweeted that?
I mean, that makes perfect sense.
Adam Schefter just tweeted that at 8:16 this morning.
It makes perfect sense. Yep.
Wow.
I'm not shocked at all. I didn't know about that, but I'm not shocked.
Adam Schefter.
They made their move. Yep.
Well, you could tell something was wrong. Did you see the interview with Kirk Cousins after the game on Monday night? He was just like, yeah, we didn't move the ball. I put it on me. But it was like he was resigned to the fact something's going to happen.
And I think I don't even know who their play caller is. Didn't do him any favors. They kind of had handcuffed him in that game. He just kind of handed the ball off most of the time. Not that he deserves a better chance, but
he started the year,
I know he did. Yeah,
5 touchdown passes. But, wow, yeah, it says here they'll cut him before March 17th when that
right.
Yep.
Also, the Ravens have waived Deontay Johnson, and he's probably going to be. It looks like his landing spot will be the Chargers or the Chiefs.
Oh no! Do not give him to the Chiefs. Jeez.
Well, it depends. He's on waivers, so whoever claims him, if he clears waivers, the Ravens aren't going to resign him.
Right.
So,
I mean, obviously, I would think the Chargers are up higher than the Chiefs on the waivers, but who knows if they're going to.
Chargers probably need him a little more than the Chiefs do. The Chiefs have like,
I know, but who knows? They just keep piling them up. Whatever.
All right, back to our previously scheduled program. So, Bruce, before you had the Vikings last time.
Oh,
okay, at 4, I'm going to put my Packers because to me, I'm incredibly biased about my team. But you realize if the Packers play on the road and they have to go through Minnesota and Detroit, they'll be playing indoors. Because back in the day, that was a struggle to play in Minnesota because outside, and Detroit brutal outside. But Packers are like, okay, we'll go inside. We'll beat you inside. Yeah, they did last year. They'll do it again.
Yeah,
which is why the Lions are desperately trying to hang on to the number 1 seed. They'll never have to go outside because the Super Bowl's indoors.
Right.
Good point.
Yeah. Edson, last time your number 4 was the Buffaloes of Buffalo.
And when it comes to these rankings, I don't think you're biased at all. I put Green Bay at number 4 as well. And I actually thought about it between them and having them even higher than this based on the fact that Detroit's getting so many injuries, but we'll leave it for now until things happen. So Green Bay at number 4 I think is a great spot for them.
I had Buffalo at number 4 last time. This time I'm putting Minnesota.
Okay.
Minnesota at 4 for basically all the reasons you gave, Edson. Maybe it's a little disrespectful, but I got to change something, by the way.
He got himself into a corner again.
Yeah, I'm moving these things down. So, all right.
You still have to have a number 4. Yeah, you still have to pick a number 4 then.
Oh, that's right. I do have to pick a number 4. Oops, where am I? I'm just losing control of these tabs here.
Yeah. I know, it's hard to coordinate that.
Over, down. Okay.
Okay. That makes sense.
All right, Bruce, number 3. You had Buffalo across the board.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take I'll take Baltimore because I think Jackson's playing with a chip on his shoulder, and he's really good. And if they have it's like a catch-22 if they have a home game because he can show up on the road because they beat somebody a couple years ago really bad on the road, but they get home and they lay the proverbial goose egg or something like that. But
he only seems to struggle like in a huge moment. That's
right.
Exactly.
Yet to, and I'm with you, Bruce. I think he's past the whole MVP thing. He's won a couple. He doesn't care about that anymore. He wants a championship.
He wants a championship. So I'll put Baltimore number 3.
Solid. Edson, last time number 3 was the Chefs for you.
This time it's Detroit, and I'm just worried about we talked about it, their massive injury problem. I'm worried about them there, so that's why they're at 3 and not higher.
Yeah, I hear you. Last time I had the Chefs across the board at 3. I'm also putting Detroit there because same reasons. How long can Goff carry that team?
Yeah.
With 7 of your 11 starters out. That's rough.
And one of your offensive weapons too. So
yep. Bruce, number 2. Last time at number 2 you had Les Ravens.
Oh, this is a tough one between two teams. Buffalo.
The Buffalo Wings.
That sounds good too. I think I'll get some today.
I know. I was thinking about that.
It's football Saturday. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Oh yeah.
You see today's lineup with the college football championships and the NFL sprinkled
That's crazy. I mean, the whole day is like going to be
like it starts at noon and it ends at like midnight.
Yeah. Like a typical Sunday.
Yeah. And then we got tomorrow. Yeah. And then Christmas Day.
Yeah.
So Buffalo, I like Josh Allen is unbelievable. Their defense game gives me a little bit to worry about, but Josh Allen puts on his Superman cape so many times.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll put Buffalo number 2.
Solid. That's in last time you had Les Ravens across the board.
I'm going to put Philadelphia at number 2. I mean, I really didn't want to believe in them most of the season, but they really proven I think my biggest gripe with them is that coach, and he always seems to be doing the wrong thing. But I've never seen a team with the players kind of overcome that much. It's like, and of course, it all goes back to that Saquon Barkley acquisition. But everyone around, you got Brown's doing better. Hurts, who, played really badly the second half of the last season, is doing better, taking care of the ball mostly, most especially. And I got to put him at number 2.
Number 2 last time I had number 2s, the Ravens.
Oh yeah.
This time I'm with you. I'm putting the Eagles. I was thought about number 1 for the Eagles, but
yeah, me too.
But you know what? You nailed it. I don't believe in the coach. I mean, he almost got in a fist fight with one of his coordinators last week.
I don't know.
Buddy Ryan.
I just hope that he doesn't make something so crucial that it's going to cost them in the playoffs.
And I wasn't a believer in their total offense. I mean, because it looked like Barkley was pretty much carrying the team, and was like a game manager until last week. When they had the scheme for Pittsburgh, trying to stop the run, and Jalen Hurts shined. Like, I had him in the open. He's like, "Is that what you wanted to see?" Sat down his press. Opened with that. Is that what you wanted to see? So they're a really complete team, and at least the best team in the NFC, in my opinion. Bruce, your number 1 last time was Detroit.
Philadelphia. Interchangeable between 1 and 2. Interchangeable.
Yeah,
I hear you.
Because most people forget the year that the last time the Eagles went to the Super Bowl and they lost to Kansas City. Jalen Hurts was incredible that game.
He was. I remember. Yeah.
And the thing is, though, he can find that again. And now they have a running game, and the defense is playing halfway decent.
Yep.
I agree. Can we all agree though on one thing? Can the rules committee outlaw that tush push thing going forward?
Wish they would have.
That's like cheating, man.
It's not fun anymore.
And you know what? My buddy Doug, if you're watching, I'm keep telling him he should coach football. He's right. He's like, the reason it keeps working though is the Eagles are the only team that does. They're the only ones that line up 2 guys in the backfield to help push, and they're big guys. They're like tight ends. Or every other team puts 1 guy to help push. The other problem is the defense. There's too many small guys on the other side. He's like, you got to meet them pound for pound.
Mm-hmm.
So, almost like put all your defensive linemen out there. Put like 8 of them out there. Put all your backup defensive line. Like, you want the beef. You've got to stop that wave, that push. It's like people just don't defense it right, and nobody else runs it right.
The whole concept of that play is like cheating.
Oh, it's totally.
You're having like 2 or 3 players carry the ball as opposed to 1. That's
exactly.
And I know sometimes that happens in a crazy play where someone's running and everybody kind of. I get it. It happens like that. But when you have a design play like that, that's crazy.
I'm with you. They toyed with outlawing it this year, but they didn't do it. They should, because they used it like 6 times last week. It was obnoxious. But shame on other teams for not being able to stop it either.
That's true. I know.
Like Doug said, just put more beef out there.
Yep.
Just meet them pound for pound. So you had the Lions at 1 last time,
right? The only reason why they're not there is because of the injuries. So yeah, Buffalo. Their defense still worries me a little bit. They just gave up like 42 points or more than that, 44 points to the Rams. I know the Rams offense is good, but their defense does worry me. And they gave up another 40 to the Lions this week. So they've been giving up a lot of yardage. So
a lot of that, the Lions were way behind.
I know a lot of it has to do with the catch up, and we go into this prevent thing and all that. I get it, but their offense, man, never thought they'd be that good with losing all those players.
Yep. And I had Detriot last time, and this time also Buffalo. Look, Josh Allen has 10 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. 6 passing, 4 rushing. The guy is incredible. His offense is almost unstoppable. But I'm with you, and I'm with you, Bruce. 1 and 2 are interchangeable, and we'll see how they go going forward. But right now, I'd say your favorites for the Super Bowl are those top 2 teams.
Yep. I would have had 1, 2, and 3 interchangeable if the hadn't been hit with so much. But
I agree, and I have the Ravens on the periphery because I know they have 5 losses, but that team, if they get things right, look out for them. But I want to see Lamar win a big game.
Yep,
he has yet to do that. So let's quickly make our picks. We have a busy week this week with the power rankings. We're approaching 2 hours here.
Yep.
So. Let's get this done. Who wants to go first, Mr. 5-0?
Okay, we're gonna start.
Wait a minute. He's making his picks on a Saturday now? Is this new?
But for last week.
For last week. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I'm starting with 5-0.
Yeah, he already took
I've heard of a time difference, but damn, 3 days?
And you cannot take the Chargers.
Right. Okay.
I think he texted me. I think he just texted me Chargers by to make a wild field goal, and
I did do that.
It's coming through now, Edson. I got you. I got it right here.
I'd love to talk about this game, but we'll wait till next week.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay over Dallas. Tampa Bay is just on a hot streak. Dallas had their big game last week, and they're one of those teams, typical NFL, that tend to like raise expectations one week and then the following week kind of like a lot like what happened to Carolina against them last week. So and as we've said before, I've been doing well at home. Dallas is at home against a superior team.
All right, Bruce, you can go next.
Okay, Edson, you've been waiting for this for 2 weeks. My dreaded shout outs. I would like to thank my twin brothers, Keith and Edson, the baby of the bunch, for their love and prayers during that situation in Arizona. I mean, I'm being serious. Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate you, Bruce.
Yeah.
Okay. And go ahead.
Still the best to Uncle Gene.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, for sure. And the prayers continue.
For my friend Boop, Geezy, Dementia, and for my Arizona friends and family, I miss you guys and keep Uncle Gene in your prayers. Okay, my first pick is Kansas City over Houston. That's going to be a good game, I think. I think it's going to be like a 16, 17, 14 game.
I
because
agree.
I think both defenses will show up, but I hate they'll find a way to win.
It'll be interesting to see if the Mahomes injury does anything for or against. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. So that's my first one. Kansas City over Houston.
All right. My first one. Are you guys sitting down? Oh, good. You are. Baltimore over Pittsburgh.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Hit the music. You got the music with you?
I think is it this one?
Yeah. That's it.
Yep. Look, Pittsburgh's beaten them like 8 of the last 9 times. Lamar's 1-4 against them. All the numbers skew in the Steelers' favor. And the last 10 games have all been won by 1 score. 2 points here, 3 points. The Ravens need this game. The Steelers are all beat up. No George Pickens, which means their offense will be stuck in neutral for the most part. I mean, Wilson can only do so much. He's got no receivers.
Yeah.
If Pittsburgh can't run the ball in Baltimore, which I don't think they're going to do very well doing that, they're going to be toast. And TJ Watt's going to play, but he's on basically one leg. So we'll see. I think the Ravens are going to win this one. It'll still be a 1-score game, but I think the Ravens are going to win this one. They need it in their home.
To me, I know I mentioned this before. To me, watching Baltimore and Pittsburgh is like the ultimate. If you walk up to someone and said, if you have to watch one game to know what football is all about, watch a Baltimore-Pittsburgh game.
Yeah,
the way they play,
Yeah,
it's like it's real football. None of this backward passing. None of this like doing this, doing that. It's like it's power football the way it should be played, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like if you give it like a VHS look and put it on an old tube TV, you'd swear it was the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Edson, pick 2.
Yeah, I hate to do this because it's the team I'm supposed to be rooting for, but San Francisco over Miami. Just what I've seen from the Dolphins over the last few weeks, actually most of the season, I don't like it. Barely getting by the Jets at home in overtime, and then they're total no-show. Watch them actually show up for this one, but San Francisco also has this. They're also this type of team that they'll show you nothing the previous week, and then remember when they beat up the Bears like 38-10 or something like that. They're so up and down, and I think they'll show up for this one.
Wow.
That's where's the game?
49ers are how do you say it? Enigmatic?
Enigmatic, yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's.
Wait a minute. I just saw that you're picking 49ers over the Dolphins in Miami.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a gutsy.
Bruce, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. That was shocking.
That's a gutsy call.
That was shocking to hear.
I probably shouldn't take these chances because it's probably going to start me on a downfall. But
yeah, that might be your number 20.
Better late than never.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you got for your second, Bruce?
The Rams over the Jets.
Okay.
But then again, with my luck, it will be Aaron Rodgers will go nuts and throw 5 touchdown passes, and McVay will like, what just happened here? But I'm taking the Rams.
I think the Rams offense against that Jet defense will do very well. So yeah,
it should, all things being equal. However, I looked at that game too, and I was like, well, I mean, the week before the Rams couldn't get out of their own way.
Yep.
The Jets have been in a lot of these games, and Rodgers does look better. But I all things being equal, the Rams should blow them out.
Should.
I'm taking the walking wounded. I'm taking Detriot to win against the Bears for the simple fact that the Bears are just abysmal. They were 4-2. They're on a 8-game losing streak.
Yeah.
And they don't look like they're anywhere. Like they look worse and worse and worse. They're yeah. Their coaching staff's been flipped. I just think the Bears are done for the year. So Tetria. Edson, third pick.
I'm gonna keep riding Minnesota over Seattle, and I know Seattle's at home, but this year the Seattle home thing hasn't really panned out. I don't like what I see. I don't even know if Geno Smith is going to start or not, but regardless, I would have still gone with Minnesota and trying to give them a little bit more respect than I have been.
That Seattle home field 12th man is more like a 10th man this year. They're like
really.
Like they're short a guy.
Yeah.
The opposing team's on a power play.
I mean, Minnesota still really believes they can get that number 1 seed, so or at least the division. So,
but
three men on the ice. That's what's going on.
Seattle's so freaky.
Yeah, you're right.
This will be the week they come in and like smoke them, right? Yeah, who knows? But that seems like a safe pick. But I looked at that game and also said I don't trust the Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm looking at an 0-5 this week.
That would be awesome.
That would be fit. Merry Christmas to us.
What do you got for number 3, Bruce?
Cincinnati over Cleveland. Burrow's going to smoke them.
That's also my third pick, so I'm with you on that.
Okay.
I agree. Cincinnati, look, Joe Burrow's got that. It's like the Dumb and Dumber thing. So you're telling me there's a chance, and he's going to take that chance, and he's got his foot through the door. He's going to try to kick the door open, bust it down, and make a late run. So I'm with you. And I don't know if Winston or DTR's playing. Yeah, who knows? I will say this much after watching the Hard Knocks from that division. I really like Stefanski as a coach.
He's good. I gotta check this thing out. I really do.
You should watch it. It's really, really. And by the way, Denzel Ward seems like a really upstanding kid. My intern came up to me yesterday and said, "Oh, I just watched that. Who's the kid from the Browns? He's really cool." I'm like, "Yeah, Denzel Ward. So he's their nominee for the Walter Payton Man of the Year this year."
Oh,
seems
cool.
Really good kid. Yeah. So, all right, Edson, your fourth pick.
And I agree with both of you. Cincinnati over Cleveland is my fourth pick.
Well, there goes the 0-5.
Well, it can still be 0-5. You guys will just be 4-1.
That's right. Wow. What do you got for 4, Bruce?
You talk about taking the Christmas presents back before you even get them. Wow. Oh, yeah, I gave you this. No, I'm not. Okay. Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness. Green Bay over New Orleans.
Green Bay over New Orleans. Is that even on the schedule? There it is. Monday night.
Boy, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Well, Bruce, we did it again. I also have Green Bay over New Orleans. So, yeah. I mean, to me, that was kind of a no-brainer.
Right.
If the Packers lose this one, they're in some doo-doo.
Deep doo-doo.
Don't like this is one of those. Don't give this one away. Don't be looking ahead.
They're not going to lose this one.
No, they're not. They're not. It's
right.
Home.
It's home.
Saints outside in night in Lambeau Field
in December around Christmas time.
It's gonna be like wind chill -10. Forget it.
Let me see what the weather's supposed to be. I got it.
Yeah, check that. So Edson, number 5 for you.
I apologize. I took another present away. I also had Green Bay. Sorry.
So Bruce, we now have 2 losses next week.
I kept going back and forth between that one and the
Edson. Go back to picking games. Go back to picking games on Wednesday. You're a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
When you play with us, you get totally.
Good point. I don't know. It's like I actually think the Green Bay is going to probably go to the Super Bowl.
They're getting hot at the right time. That's the thing. They look good. They look better than they have all year, I think. Yeah. Bruce, what do you got for your number 5 pick?
This is going to be embarrassing. Buffalo's going to beat the hell out of New England.
Yeah, well, that's a layup for sure.
Let's hope.
I avoided that for just being too much of a layup. But yeah, that should happen. It's in Buffalo. But I still remember when Belichick went up there a couple years ago with rookie Mac Jones in a blizzard.
I remember that game. Oh, that was brutal.
They threw 3 total passes in the game. I think they completed, 2 of them or 1? In one,
it was bad.
It beat the Bills, just running the ball on every play. That was awesome.
Yep.
That was awesome. My 5th pick.
Green Bay's weather forecast is snow, high of 33, a low of 25 on Monday.
What's the wind chill?
It doesn't say. I just have it this way. Sorry.
Does it have feels like? Feels like would be. Let's see. It's going to be 33, but feels like 20, or something. In the meantime, my 5th pick and final pick is I'm with you, Edson, on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over Dallas in Dallas. Because
I took another present away.
Yeah. Because I do. I think Baker Mayfield's got his eye on the prize. So they're playing well. And before we sign off, I just saw this. It's been 7 years already.
Oh, my gosh.
But Ryan Shazier is going into coaching.
Wow.
Excellent. That is fantastic.
And you see a guy who's paralyzed on the field, and now he's up and about walking, and he's going into coaching.
That's freaking awesome.
That is phenomenal.
It is. And it's such, oh, God, he could have been a Hall of Famer, I believe. He was on the trajectory. And the Steelers were, it took till this year getting Patrick Queen to be able to replace him. Took 7 years to find.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Okay, Keith, here's your update. High of 33, low of 23. Winds are expected to be 10 to 15 miles an hour and snow during the game, light snow during the game.
If I were the Saints, I would just stay in New Orleans.
Yeah, just don't show up.
Forfeit. Just forfeit.
I'm going to stay on Bourbon Street, okay?
Well, they're probably going to be doing a lot of bourbon shots before they hit the field.
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Good show, guys. Solid.
Did he get a 5th pick or no? I wasn't sure.
Oh, yeah.
Buffalo. Yeah, Buffalo over New England.
I apologize. I lost my mind there for a second.
Yeah, because you keep on taking away the damn Christmas presents, you Grinch.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, sorry.
So, Bruce, why don't we just do this for Edson right now?
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
I love that.
We're going to crown it.
Playoffs? What are you talking about? Playoffs?
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me?
Jim Mora was great. I like this one.
I love Jim Mora.
And we got our ass kicked. The second half, we just got our ass totally kicked. We couldn't do diddly poo offensively. We couldn't make a first down. We couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball. We couldn't complete a pass. We sucked. The second half, we sucked. We couldn't stop the run. Every time they got the ball, they went down and got points. We got our ass totally kicked in the second half. That's what it boiled down to. It was a horse performance in the second half. Horse. I'm totally embarrassed and totally ashamed. Coaching did a horrible job. The players did a horrible job. We got our ass kicked in that second half. It sucked. It stunk.
And I think
he said everything in that.
I think that'll apply to the Saints again next week. So.
Well, the funny thing is, though, people don't realize who was Jim Mora's starting quarterback in Indianapolis when he coached in Indianapolis.
Was he there for Peyton Manning?
Jim Harbaugh? Was it Harbaugh?
It was Peyton Manning.
Oh, Peyton Manning.
He said that playoff thing after Manning threw 4 interceptions in the
I
game.
thought that was when he was with New Orleans when he said that.
When he was referring to that tirade, it was no New Orleans because it said New Orleans on the thing.
Oh, did it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that was one of Bobby Hebert's classics.
Bobby Hebert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember Edson? Archie Manning used to play for New Orleans. Yeah, Archie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And now Arch Manning with University of Texas is going to be a number one.
The third generation. Yeah.
The third generation Manning.
Right.
Football pedigree. So, yeah. All right. Well, good luck to you on your picks, even though
Mhm.
it overlaps. I'm just watching from last place. I'm not going to win. So, and enjoy the games today, everyone. We got a whole weekend of
That's
football.
right. I got Saturday to look forward. Okay.
College football playoffs, NFL. Then we got NFL on Christmas. And you guys, that's right. We won't talk until after Christmas. So
Yeah, and being on the lookout for my picks on Christmas Day. For this week, meaning.
Okay. I'll check my stocking.
Yeah, really.
So you guys have
have a great
Merry
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, and Edson, pay your light bill.
Yeah, I gotta go check that out.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take back more presents I had planned and to pay for the for the bill. I'll return some of the stuff I bought.
The hell with Black Friday. It'll be Black Monday. That's what's going on. It's dark in here. Don't worry about it. We're good.
Yeah, silent night.
You could just burn the gifts for heat.
There you go.
Yeah, like as we'll be walking around. It's dark in here, but hold on for a second. I got Keith and Bruce on the phone. 5-0. Bang, hangs up the phone.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
You guys.
All right, you all have a great Christmas.
You too. Have a safe and happy holiday, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Take care, guys.
Yes, the joyfulness is over. The joyfulness is over.
Thanks for watching GeekTime TV. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe, make sure to check the little bell icon anytime someone from our network drops new content here. Want some GeekTime swag? Check out the merchandise available in the GeekTime TV store, linked in the channel description below. Share GeekTime TV with friends, and as always, thank you for your support. We'll see you soon.